Hello everyone, my name is Blackwatch and welcome to another episode of my Siege lore series. Thanks for checking out these videos, and if you do enjoy them and you want to see more lore, please subscribe, leave on notifications and help me get to 10k subscribers by 2023. Otherwise I have to pay my Irish friend £20 and times are tight, so let's make sure I don't have to spend that money. Get those subs up, thank you very much. And in this episode we'll be looking at Doc versus Lion. This is a rivalry that I've mentioned and covered before, but not to this extent. This is one that has been long on the go, ever since Lion was introduced in Year 3, Season 1, that was Operation Chimera. And it was essentially just referring to something that didn't have a huge amount of coverage or scope back then, but has since evolved into a conflict that we know a little bit more about, and has actually changed quite recently with the introduction of Wolfguard and the new season Operation Victor Glare. So let's look into this a bit closer. So I've alluded to this particular conflict inside Rainbow before, but I've never taken the time to focus on it exclusively. On paper, Doc and Lion should get on well. They're both French soldiers within the GIGN and they both have a strong commitment to humanitarian practice. However, we've known ever since Lion's introduction to Rainbow that the harmony that should be on paper is anything but the harmony we see in practice. In fact, it's quite a disharmony, to say the very least. The two have a history that links back to one specific incident involving both of them and Twitch, where Lion's insistence on following strict procedures led to the quarantining and ultimately death of a number of doctors and nurses, all of whom were Doc's friends and colleagues. Able only to stand by and watch as his friends died, despite his ability to treat them, Doc harboured a bitter disdain for Lion. To truly understand why this bitterness was so strong, you have to understand both of the men as individuals. Lion is a strong, steadfast operator whose intense determination and focus can sometimes stray into arrogance. Doc, on the other hand, is a much calmer man, but is fervently committed to the preservation of life at almost any cost, and has been seen to embrace a much more vicious temper when lives are treated with what he sees as a lack of respect or priority. The clash of values in their natures was the perfect breeding ground for the feud that was to come. However, despite the fact that there are these personal bases for this particular conflict, Doc is not actually the only person that Lion has seen exceptions with. During a heated exchange in training, in which Lion made a comment that overstepped the mark, highlighting his arrogance a bit too plainly, Thatcher decided to strike the Frenchmen, and nearly brought the GIGN and the SAS to blows. The friction between Doc and Lion was a matter that persisted for years, even being so stubborn as to be specifically highlighted by Harry when he came on board and re-interviewed every subject in Rainbow as something that needed to be resolved one way or another, with joint sessions being booked in to try and ensure that this particular spat was put into the past. However, it seems along that way something has changed, and changed for the better. With the founding of Wolfguard, Doc and Lion are now serving effectively alongside one another, with Lion even taking on a subordinate role under his former rival. We see from a number of lore snippets in the Victor Glare Battle Pass, link in the description for that particular video, or somewhere on the page, we'll see, that whilst Doc can never agree with or fully forgive Lion's actions during that deadly operation, the two were willing to move on from the incident and unite for the better of not only themselves, but those that rely on them, both their teammates and those in the field around them. They have a shared responsibility for innocent life that forms the foundation of a newfound respect between the men. A respect so strong, in fact, that Lion has entrusted Doc to ensure that his son is cared for in the event of his death. It may have taken years, and it's still not a perfect forgiveness, but this compromise is exactly what the two have been needing after all this time. So, hope this little short but sweet breakdown of the lore between Doc and Lion was a good one for you guys. I will catch you in the next video. Again, if you're not subscribed, if you're one of that 90% that isn't subscribed and still watches the videos, please feel free to commit to that subscription. It doesn't cost you anything and it means a hell of a lot to me. Hopefully we'll hit that 10k by 2023, but even if we don't, we can have a good crack at it, lads. So I'll catch you in the next one. Dopo bacini, everybody. Bye bye.